Does Chelsea's season start here? Is it all going to be okay now?
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yeah, what's happening, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that the morning after Chelsea's first victory in what feels like 1,000 years, certainly scoring the first goal in what feels like 1,000 years. Of course, there is a complete breakdown video that I posted on Chelsea's 1-0 win against Brighton in the Carabao Cup, eliminating those muggy little seagulls from the League Cup competition. Granted, they've got bigger fish to fry, but this is our fish. This is the fish and we want to fry it, so it's good for us. Really good positive talking points from that game. If you want the details, do go consider watching my previous upload. But today we're talking about where do we go from here. Of course, Ben Chilwell injury as well. Pochettino confirmed he's got a hamstring injury. They're awaiting scans. We're going to cite an article about that as well. Talk about Cucurella, who apparently still could go in January. But I know it's one good performance in the Cup. But it looked like the Brighton Cucurella. And playing on his weaker flank, which makes you think, oh, it could be useful maybe, and especially considering Maatsen isn't ever going to play left back again. I don't know, mate. I mean, maybe it's just a good performance that gets a good fee or helps us get a good fee for him. Maybe we should keep him. I don't know. We're going to talk about it today. Thanks for joining me. Do consider dropping a like to support the content. Thank you for subscribing. Heck, only if you want to. But if you should choose to subscribe, I recommend you hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. A little bit rusty, out of practice, because we don't win anymore. I ain't singing that thing if we're losing games every week. Tell you that much, mate. Let's find out about Ben Chilwell first. Nazar Kinsella writes on the Evening Standard, Chelsea defender Ben Chilwell is set to undergo scans after being forced off against Brighton with a suspected hamstring injury. In another injury blow for Pochettino, Chilwell limped off in the closing minutes of Wednesday's 1-0 win at Stamford Bridge. He was really into it, Chilwell. He was hella fired up. The 26-year-old is now a major doubt for games against Fulham and Burnley before the October international break. Chelsea remain hopeful Chilwell avoided significant injury after falling under a challenge from Billy Gilmore. Billy Esther, what you doing, mate? You're supposed to love us and be kind to us. But he'll have tests to determine the full extent of the issue. Of course, Pochettino says, yes, we need to assess. I think it's a hamstring problem. Interesting as well, he also spoke about Noni Madueke, confirming that no injuries, he just didn't want to choose him. It was a choice thing, which I found quite interesting, how he's just like, no, it's a choice, because how is that gonna... I suppose he's being honest, why lie about an injury? But that's when Noni's been quite effective when he's come on out of all the other attackers. I mean, Maatsen played kind of well on the right wing. But let me know down below. Please do comment your thoughts on Noni Madueke and Pochettino just not including him in his squad. So yes, hopefully Chilwell gets well soon and isn't a serious hamstring injury. Let's talk about how we move forwards then, because there's some difficult discussions to be had. First of all, a positive, though he didn't have a goal contribution, Mudric did receive a standing ovation when he got substituted off yesterday. I think there is positive movement in the appropriate and correct direction when it comes to Mykhailo Mudric at Chelsea Football Club paying for Pochettino. They seem to have a good relationship, the gaffer and the Ukrainian winger. They play like the crossbar challenge together. Apparently Pochettino always wins, which doesn't bode well, but we move. Anyway. But yeah, he played really well. If he, a couple of these decision-making areas, Mudric, he irons those out already. He will look so much better. But he looked improved, and I'm thankful and grateful for the Chelsea faithful, the Stamford Bridge crowd, to show him that support when he came off, because now we do him good. Coming off, Chelsea qualify, feels like he's being loved and appreciated by other fans, and hopefully that will alleviate this existential pressure of just scoring a goal. Of course, he got a couple of assists last season, avoiding the 007 meme title, but he does need to, just get that goal and it will chill him out a little bit. So I think he will be an important part moving forwards, Mudric, and especially if Chilwell's injured, I think Mudric will become a starting left wing player. I think he'll still be one of these players that do get substituted off, but we'll have to see. Again, let me know what you think about Mudric. I do want to speak a little bit about Cucurella. Of course, I said at the top of the video, he was just so good in that second half, man. Like, so good. So combative, just won everything, but like was so heated in it, but to the point where he hadn't lost his head. He was just like battling, and yeah, man, he was relieving pressure. He was locking down. Grant, he's not the most progressive player, but when you're playing against a really gung-ho attacking team like Brighton, if you can just lock down a flank like that perhaps isn't your most attacking side, then, you know, Martin was on that side, wasn't he? So Cole Palmer was playing in the number 10. So Martin wasn't the best attacker out of the bunch. He was very good, but then it's just good to have that side locked down. Yeah, man, I think look. Okay, I play EAFC 24. I stream on Twitch. Jan's Yard on Twitch if you're interested in following that. But I did sell Cucurella. I'll be honest. Early doors, I sold him. I don't know, man. In pre-season, he played that role when he was like inverting into midfield. It looked quite good, actually, because he's not going to do like a Chile, like really busting down the flank and then inverting like a striker. He was more like, deeper in the field, inverting and acting as an extra midfielder. It was this innovative. There's a lot of stuff we saw in pre-season that we're like, oh, this is exciting. Then he just trashed it all. I know, granted, Nkunku got injured and that messed up a lot of his plans, but stuff like that, Poch, come on, man. Anyway, look, I don't want to get overexcited too early, but of course James is still injured. Of course, Malo Gusto is suspended for Fulham and then one more game, which makes you think, okay, Disasi start right back at Fulham. No, play Cucurella again. Because it's still like Fulham still like to attack under Silva. Be like, just go to Cucurella, like before kickoff, just sit him down in the dressing room and right, this may look like Fulham, but I want you to close your eyes and believe it's Brighton and believe they're all booing you on the ball, and then just do that again. What you did in that second half, do that again. And if you can do that again, friggin' hell, man, Malo Gusto have to worry. Actually, no. Obviously, Malo Gusto can get forward and assist like a right back, but yeah, he deserves massive credit, Cucurella, for that second half performance. And if that's something that can imbue him with confidence and he can bring with him forwards, then sounds good to me, sweetheart. Right then, moving forwards. Of course, Nico Jackson is suspended for Fulham. This is not a preview for Fulham. We will do one of those in a few days. But Breuer came on in the last few minutes. He held the ball up really rather well, looked good, and won a corner immediately as well. Will he start against Fulham? Maybe he'll have to. He'll have and then come off at 60 minutes. It's going to be so interesting to see who plays it. I don't know if Pochettino's a false nine kind of guy. He loves a striker. Maybe David Washington. Well, the thing is, David Washington's playing games. But he's not going to just start a Premier League game in the Fulham derby out of nowhere after no minutes. But Breuer was going to start. But really what I want to talk about is Cole Palmer. As Cole Palmer signing was being linked and announced, and we got the here we go from Fabrizio Romano, I spoke and did a couple of videos on him, how he's perfect for Chelsea, to play in that cam role, to drift out and play on the right also as that left footer that, plays in a certain style. He does suit Chelsea. He does suit the project. I know the project's a dirty word and we're all sick of hearing it. Might be a little easier to hear it after a win, but he's got to start on that camera now. He's been featuring off the bench. He got a start yesterday. He got an assist. He looked probably the best consistent attacker. Cole Palmer is like one of the few, if not now, only Chelsea attackers that haven't absorbed the fearfulitis disease that you lose all your confidence and stop being able to play football in the final third. He still looks like he hasn't been at Chelsea long enough to have absorbed that sort of whatever contagion or whatever, so he can still just play football. Let's take advantage of that and play him now. Let's play him in the number 10. I don't want to see Enzo Fernandez there anymore. We've spoken about this at length on the channel. I know Enzo Fernandez came off the bench and played in that role and didn't play well, I don't think. I think largely because he was coming off cold into a bit of a weird, aggressively frantic game. I think we lose so much from Enzo when we play him in a number 10 role. Play him in a number 8. That's more advanced than his 6 proper deep double pivot. Let him play next to Caicedo or Chilwell. Let Cole Palmer play in the number 10. You've got Maatsen, Mudric, Sterling, maybe Chilwell, Madueke to play out wide on the wings. Play in number 10. Play Cole Palmer. He's good to go. He looks confident. He's saying all the right things in the post-match press conference. Play him in the number 10. So let's talk about double pivot. Double pivot, baby. Well, Moises Caicedo starts. What next? Because Enzo... £155 million Enzo Fernandez, amazing consistent player for Chelsea, surely has to start, right? But if the reason why Pochettino keeps moving Enzo into the aforementioned number 10 role is because he wants a robust, destructive, strong double pivot, that's why he might be leaning on Caicedo and Chilwell. Now, like you, probably many of you, I was absolutely shocked when Leslie came onto the second half in yesterday's game. He should have got a second yellow. He could have got a red. He was all over the gaff in that first half. And for a teenager, dude was calm and level-headed and saw out that second half. And yes, what I say again, a frantic game. He saw it out. So maybe, and Pochettino's apparently been really impressed with him. When Pochettino was coaching PSG, he knew about Chilwell and he really thought he was impressive. So maybe he just wants to play those two guys in a double pivot. I think personally, what happens when Lavia comes in as well? Are we going to start playing a 4-3-3 and then we can play 8s of Lavia, Enzo, rotate Caicedo and Chilwell? I don't know. But one thing's for sure, I do still, despite the positive performances from Leslie Chilwell, I do want to see a long-term partnership developed between our two record signings in Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, and it still feels like that's why we bought them, right? We bought 105 million, 115 million. They're gonna play next to each other, not one in front of each other, because Nkunku's a number 10, Cole Palmer's a number 10. I guess Carney Chukwuemeka's a number 10, not Enzo. So if he's not, he can't be first choice. So if he's not first choice, and if you are gonna always play a 4-2-3-1. Then in that double pivot, you have to put Enzo next to either Caicedo or Chilwell, almost certainly Caicedo. They're the two record signings. They cost a lot of money. They need time to develop together and gain chemistry. I think that's what's going to happen. Does Chelsea's season start here? I know we only scored 1 goal yesterday. I think it should have been 2. Jackson should have had a brace. But they kept their heads. We've had a player sent off recently. They kept their heads. We could have had a player sent off. Chilwell. We defended well against a good offensive team. Rode our luck a little bit. Had some wobbly moments, not least from the goalkeeper Sanchez. I do think that was to do with the occasion. I think he'll get rid of that for the next team. Because it did look like he forgot who he was playing for there for a moment when he passed the ball to Pedro. So where do we go from here? Is this where Chelsea's season start? A few key players playing in the appropriate positions. It makes all the difference. Although, hold on, how are we suddenly short on left backs? Are we going to play Maatsen finally at left back and Cucurella at right back while the players are absent? I think it's important that we discuss a big talking point here. And it's an uncomfortable one because he's still so amazing and he understands the club and he definitely makes other players better. But all things considered, do we need to keep playing Thiago Silva? Obviously, the game against Aston Villa, he made the mistake for their goal and after he made that mistake, he should have made the professional foul to take what would have been only a yellow card to prevent them scoring. And he's so good, Thiago Silva. I love him to bits. He's 39 now. This is not because of his age. 39 in the Premier League is insane. It's insane, but he's like an alien in terms of how good he is. He understands the club. I love how his family and he are just integrated into Chelsea. It's just a wonderful story. But maybe we can't lean on his experience telling players where to go and he just occupying the right space. And maybe that seems really good in the surface, and it is in many ways, but maybe we need to just rotate him out and stop playing him every single game. It's a really tough discussion point, but I wanted to bring it up and I wanted to let you guys discuss it in the comment section below. Alright, does Chelsea's season start here? Let me know. Very interested in reading your comments. Thank you for supporting the content as always, liking and subscribing. Daily content here, of course, on Football Therapy. I hope to see you back here very soon, mate. And take care of yourselves. Peace.